One will be joining us shortly, but just taking a little musical interlude in the interim, yeah? Alright, I feel I'll behave. I feel I'll behave.
We want to
Yeah, somebody call and they say, continue to run tune and thing, So sometimes it does that just pull out In the next 5 minutes here, we're gonna. Okay, that's the last one.
Didn't I raise my voice high enough for you? I was running like a fugitive all the time, risking rejection from my own people, yeah. Now that you got what you wanted, you don't even know my name. It's so funny, we don't talk anymore. Be good to the people on your way up the ladder, 'cause you need them on your way down. That's the way it is. 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 Oh, Lord.
Come on, Chris, you have to behave, man. I could ask Brenda that. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, it's now 20 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock, so we're going to begin. Yeah, and Devon will join us when he gets in. Just remember, you've got to be careful. The flu is out there. You've got to wash your hands constantly, especially when you've used public transport, like you're using the buses and so on. And the drivers, the bus drivers, remember, you guys got to be careful as well. You're collecting money and so on from people. You need to have the hand sanitizer. And one thing I realize most of the buses do, that each time they come and they park up on the terminal to the back, that they make sure that they sanitize their bus. They wipe down the seats and so on, and they clean and everything. And that in itself, once done properly, helps a lot, yeah? So I'd like to give kudos to them. Remember, especially if you've been in contact with persons who already have the flu, you have to be additionally careful. Make sure you wash your hands and whatever. Like if you lend a person who has the cold your phone and so, that you sanitize and everything. Nice. It's not scorning. You're just doing your best to avoid getting the flu as well.
The inaugural Pure Grenada Cup Parish Football Tournament continues every weekend at a location near you. Round 4, Wednesday, April 4th and April 11th at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Round 5, Friday, April 6th and Saturday 7th at the Fawn Playing Field in St. Patrick. Round 6, Friday 13th and Saturday 14th at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Round 7, Cuthbert Peters Park in Gore, Friday the 20th and Sunday 22nd April. Also at the Lauriston Mini Stadium on April 22nd inside Carriacou. Semi-finals Saturday, April 28th and the grand finale May 5th at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Over $70,000 to be won. Come out and represent your parish. 8 weeks of exciting football. Pure Grenada Cup. Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
Madam, what it is you doing? You could hurt yourself and hurt the baby too, you know.
Thank you, sir, for your concern, but I am in no distress.
If you don't mind me asking, Madam, what it is you carrying there?
This is an LPG cylinder from Petro-Caribbean.
Petro-Caribbean, LPG?
So you don't know Petro-Caribbean selling cooking gas now? The bottle light and easy to handle. That is why even me could carry it with my big belly. And so the best part is the price better than the rest.
Wow.
Petro-Carib, energy for union, available at distributors and retailers across Grenada.
Grenada is now home to one of the biggest and most talked about track and field meets in the entire Caribbean, the Grenada Invitational.
The whole stadium are stunned.
Sanctioned by the Grenada Athletic Association, NACAC, and the IAAF, and recognized internationally for its quality and level of organization. 2017 was historic, and it's that time again. April 21st, 2018. Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Tickets go on sale November 30th, 2017. Don't miss this chance to see world champion Justin Gatlin.
Justin Gatlin is the champion of the world.
Along with a spectacular field of local, regional, and international track and field stars. For more information, log on to GrenadaInvitational.com. The Grenada Invitational. World-class athletes at a world-class facility. Competing in a world-class event. The Grenada Invitational.
You're listening to Hard Talk Grenada via www.hardtalkgrenada.com.
Yes, indeed, folks. And once again, my name is Sheldon Scott, and this is Hard Talk. Yeah, and remember, Devon will be joining us this morning. He had to sort out something. I kind of called him on the way so that he could sort out something this morning. So he is on the way to studio, right? Yeah, so he'll be here with us this morning. Just to let the folks out there know, St. Mark's Day, yeah, it is coming up. So it's going to be the 30th St. Mark Day Festival. The activities would have started this Sunday, so they're celebrating 30 years with renewed commitment to a progressive St. Mark. So already they've had the Children's Fun Day and the official church service and official opening. This Saturday, they're going to be having a health fair and a table games night. That's going to be at the Victoria Hotel and the medical station at 9 a.m. All right, so the Victoria Hotel and medical station from 9 a.m. They're going to be having that health fair, and then the tables, games, and so at the table games night is going to be at Haddon Smith Street at 6 p.m. On a Sunday, they're going to be having the Village Athletics Meet. That's going to be at the Alston George Park from 3 p.m. So this Sunday, they're going to be having that athletics meet taking place at the Alston George Park from 3 p.m. Next week, Saturday, not this Saturday, but following Saturday, they have a hike to Mount St. Catherine. They also have a Night of Elegance Queen Show. So they have the Queen Show and so on. That's taking place Saturday, April the 14th. On Sunday, April the 15th, they have the Health Walk and the Basketball Final. And then on the 20th, they have St. Mark Got Talent semi-finals. Sunday, April 22nd, the Gospel Explosion. Monday, April 23rd, Football Final, Cricket Final. Tuesday, the 24th, the Super Speller Competition and Awards Dinner. Wednesday, April 25th, the School Impromptu Speaking Competition. Returners Fun Night. Thursday, April 26th, In Your Yard, a night of fire, food, and fun. That's going to be bonfire, fish cooking competition, St. Mark's Got Talent finals, and cultural performances. All of that going to be at the Alston George Park from 6:30 on Thursday, the 26th of April. Friday, the 27th of April, they've got their bingo night at the Victoria Hard Court. Saturday, April 28th, Food Fest, Made in St. Mark exhibition, and the cultural explosion at Diamond Street. And on Sunday, the 29th of April, they're going to have the Reservoir Jam, Pan Explosion, the closing and prize-giving ceremony at Tufton Hall, and then they're going to have the stage show, all of that on Diamond Street. The Reservoir Jam, obviously, that is the Victoria to Tufton Hall kind of thing. Yeah, and if those of you online, you could see Devon step in the studio and take any seat and them kind of thing. So settling himself nicely and so, and all them kind of thing. Nice? Yeah. So that is the St. Mark Day activity that's coming up. Yeah. Good morning to you, Devon.
Yes, good morning, Sheldon, and my apologies for being late.
Now, well,
to you and to the listeners
my
and
fault
viewers.
Too, my fault.
Yeah, I understand that. So,
my fault. So,
but still.
Yeah, but you handle scenes.
Yeah.
All right, nice. In case they might just cut this live later because I kind of run some tunes earlier there and the kind of thing. You understand? All of a sudden, people call and say, don't stop the tune. Just play music for the rest of the day, but I'll play some music after. I'll hang around in studio after for a little while and I'll go run some tunes.
The tone of music, people are loving it,
Nah, but reggae music is reggae music.
Yeah,
like reggae music.
Yeah.
Good
morning. Good morning.
Your campus shake up your locks.
Yeah.
Tell campus shake your
He cut that out. He cut it and he have it. Say, but
you can shake your locks, but you got to take it out of the bag.
You got to take it out of the bag and shake it. You might have a little thing running through it. You have it so long. Campesh, good morning. And good morning to all our viewers and listeners.
Yes.
And so to this program, Hard Talk.
And good morning to all of you on the line. Good morning, Najuma. And yes, the Little Miss Grenada pageant, is coming up as well. That's another major activity coming up.
Yes.
And we expect to have the young ladies in studio with us one day, so they can come into the studio, even if it's before school time, because we don't want to take them out of school to bring them in studio, to come and if they can do it, that means they have to do it by Friday.
Yeah,
when is school starting? Not on Monday?
On Monday.
Yeah, so they have to do it by Friday.
Yeah, if we can.
Juma, organize now.
Yeah,
get the young people together.
Oh, and they're on Facebook. They're beautiful young ladies.
Yeah. I know who are back in.
Well,
I know who are back in. I'm back in all.
all.
But
you know, Sheldon, that concept, that idea of what is going on there, what is organized by Najuma's daughter, and I always forgot her name.
Junior George and Jermaine Simon.
And so it's a real good, it's good something that will not just stay there.
Yeah.
It will, as the young lady said in our interview, right? It will help to give our young ladies confidence, and build self-esteem.
You see now people start to jump on and say, I say I support all. You see somebody Sandra jump on Miss St. Patrick. You understand?
They
So
all are
Miss St.
beautiful.
Patrick and Miss St. David and Miss St. John and Miss Caracu, and every one of the parishes are represented.
And I think by the time of coming close to that show, I mean, the venue might be sold out because...
Yeah, I think you all need to organize your tickets kind of early for that one.
Yes, for that
because
one.
I see some... You see now, look, Lulu jump on Miss St. Anne. You see things start. You understand? This thing does... Listen, we finish election. From election, we going into Spice Mass. And Spice Mass, Carnival is bacchanal. So you go have some bacchanal and that kind of thing. Yeah, along with it. Hopefully we will have a stage for the Steel Pan this year. In fact, we should contact the Steel Pan Association.
Yes.
Is it Steel Band or Steel Pan?
Steel
Band Association.
Steel Band Association.
Contact the Steel Band Association sometime within the next couple of weeks. And we are going to be discussing with Devon. We're going to be doing a special program. We ain't telling you where we're doing the program from. The day we're going to just start the program and everybody going to realize where we're doing the program from. Yeah? Everybody going to realize where we're doing the program. No, it's not Caracu and it's not... But Petit Martinique might be a nice place to do a program from too.
I'm with it. Once you say Petit Martinique.
Yeah, I wonder if a radio program has ever been done live from Petit Martinique.
And it can be done, right?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so...
they have internet connectivity and so on up there. Flo will link us up and so on. We set up nicely.
What is
Petit
stopping
Martinique
us?
and do a program from Petit Martinique. Who housing us? Somebody. Yeah, somebody at the house us and that kind of thing, right? Nice. So they will link us up nicely and we'll do a program from up there. Good morning to you, Mrs. Joseph. Hope you're having a fabulous day today. Betty Ann, and I'm seeing, who else there? I'm seeing Kim. I'm seeing all of you there on the live this morning. Adri's as usual. Chris say Brenda sent you in the shop. That's why I was late. Gloria.
Chris, don't start. Okay.
Yes, convent boy. That's all we had to tell you, Yes, convent boy.
Yes, convent boy.
Yeah, don't play again. Us no talk and all kind of. You can't get us talk, convent boy. Right, Caitlin?
Oh, my God.
It's a special good morning to the men and women of the Coast Guard unit. They are continuing to do an excellent job.
Yep.
We want to continue to commend you all and encourage you all to continue not just doing as good as you all are doing, but to even do better, because we know that you all have the competency to do so. Also, the members of the Royal Grenada Police Force, they had a rough time over the past few weeks from Christmas into independence, into elections, and now into the Easter weekend. And now I hope that they get a little rest in between now and the carnival period. But the activities are starting up. I was just reading out the list for St. Mark.
Yeah.
St. Mark have quite a few.
And then we have the Maroon Festival coming up.
Yeah, Maroon Festival.
Yes,
and in June you have Fisherman's Birthday activities.
So it's a whole, they are on the job 24/7. They basically get some little time off when it's, But hey, we must say kudos to them, to all the different arms of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Yeah.
Continue to do an excellent job.
And we continue to praise them because we continue to have one of the lowest crime rates, if not the lowest crime rate in the region. Yeah. We continue to have that. That is due to them, but as well due to you, the Grenadian people, as well. Huh? That is good to you, due to you all as well. Because if you all ain't doing nothing wrong, the police don't have no set of work to do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, although they does have work to do, because they have to keep peace and order, law and order, and that kind of thing. But, we have to commend you, the Grenadian people, as well, for maintaining this beautiful country in the way that we have it.
Yep. And we are loving people, so things are not difficult for us to do. We stay. And you know what is good about the interaction between the people and the police officers, and so it's so connecting. And so you want any information, the police know what to do. They know who to check, right? They know who is receptive, and so who is not, what they need to do. And you find it working. They dialogue with people in the community to get things done, you see? And once they continue to foster that relationship with persons within the community, their job will be always easy. Yeah. Right, to be true.
Yeah, Chris was a member of the SSU.
Yes.
You was, not
The SSU in England. You have an arm up there.
No arm.
A convent boy in the SSU.
Yeah,
that's
a convent boy in the SSU. So good morning, good morning to the men and women men and women of the Special Services Unit, the Rapid Response Unit, and all the other units of the Royal Grenada Police Force in specific. Yeah. Also, the Maurice Bishop International Airport. Let me say a very special good morning to the staff and all the different units down there, to the Immigration and Customs Department that is down there, to the technical staff down there at the Maurice Bishop International Airport, to continue to do marvelous job. They'll leave early in the morning, late in the night, whatever time of day or night it is, no matter the type of weather. These individuals are out to make sure that the airport is running properly. Yeah, so we say a special good morning to all of the staff down there at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. The vendors, I'm a good partner with the bar outside, Brizan's bar outside there, yeah.
and to all the staff at the meteorological
my mouth tying up on it too.
Meteorological
so it's not just you.
Office. Right, at the Maurice Bishop International Airport.
What, the weather office?
The weather office. We try to be diplomatic. The weather office. You understand? Hey, and a special good morning to the staff of BB's Scrap back there on the Carnage.
Hey, I've passed the scene for quite a while.
Yeah, I got to ride down with him, and we always have that good conversation.
He's a really nice guy.
Man, he's
extremely nice guy.
Oh, he's a professional.
Yeah,
put it that way.
Extremely nice.
And to all the members of the staff, Lily, good morning to you, my dear.
And there's something that we need to start doing as Grenadians, we need to start supporting our own a lot more, especially around now. And I'll say why. Okay, yeah. Michelle says say Met Office. All right.
Yes.
Michelle, thank you. The Met Office.
The Met Office.
Hey, and we didn't say to the taxi drivers down there. Taxi drivers. Yeah, the Taxi Association down there.
All of you.
Yeah, let me put you all in a special basket. Good morning to you all.
Good morning to you. You're doing an excellent job.
The fellas who clamping tires. Yeah. Good morning to all you too.
Oh my God, the clampers.
I get clamp once.
Huh?
Yeah.
That is not a good thing,
No, but we're going to do.
And then men clamp you, yeah.
Let's say this, We've come basically towards the end now of the cruise ship season, which means that the number of visitors to not just Grenada but the Caribbean on a whole decreases. What that causes from time to time is it causes some of the restaurants to go on rotation with their staff. As you also have the alternate with some of the airlines not bringing in as much people, because now it's beginning to warm up in the northern hemisphere. It's beginning to warm up in the U.S. Not so much in New York now. I see some snow falling. They say welcome spring, and then snow started hitting them in the face. So in the U.K. and so on, this time of year, people tend to stay at home. They're not coming down to the Caribbean to escape the bad weather. So there are less people that are coming down at this point in time. With that said, I think that we have sufficient of a population here that we could go to places like BB's.
Oh, yeah.
We could go to places like, down at Options or the Container Park, or even if it's, name of a next place. That place in Calivini, they're down on the ship, the La
Fleur,
and all these places. I think we have enough of a population that can go on to these places from time to time.
Support. And most of them is locally owned.
Yeah, because when we do that, what we are doing is ensuring that we continue to have these businesses operating at a specific level throughout the year. But when it goes down to the point that they just have one or two people coming, it gets to the stage that sometimes they have to start rotating staff. And they don't want to send home.
Nope.
So they rotate. So they tell one person, they say, you're going to get a 2 weeks, and the next person going to get a 2 weeks. Also, and that is something that I know the Ministry of Tourism has been going into. It is looking at, let me see, yes, Lindy, I'm seeing that.
Yes, Lindy, wow.
Oh, so we're going to say condolences to the family of Mr. Joseph Monroe.
Yes.
He was once a truck driver and machine operator. He passed away from the public works at Pearls.
I remember him very well too.
So please accept our sympathies and our sympathies to his family.
Yeah.
But speaking on the tourism side, the Ministry of Tourism has been going through a program now where they've been trying to encourage people from the other islands or surrounding islands to visit Grenada. We saw Mr. Sithahal and the Spice Mass Corporation going down during Trinidad's Carnival to advertise Grenada's Carnival, because you're advertising to a Carnival audience. So they would have been down there. I saw Mr. Sitha Hal and another individual on a television program, live television radio program down there, and doing a wonderful job promoting Grenada's Spice Mass and so. But not just the August Festival. We have to continue the process of advertising Grenada regionally. So a couple that gets married in St. Lucia and is looking for that
Honeymoon,
experience, they can choose Grenada and decide that we're going to honeymoon in Grenada. The couple from Barbados that wants to step out from Barbados, they want to change in scenery, they want to change in atmosphere, that they can select Grenada and so on. The only thing with that is when some of them come, they might want to go back to where they come out.
They just want to come.
But,
They just want to come. But then, all well and good. When they stay, they bring more people. Their family has to come and visit them and everything like that, it's things like that. A lot of initiatives that we as a people can pursue, right, in the whole tourism aspect, and so the ecotourism and it's beneficial not just for our country going out there, but for the locals, the employment and all these sort of things. We got to start thinking within.
Well, the problem, one of the problems we have is that as Grenadians, there are literally tens of thousands of you out there right now who may be listening that have gone to the United States or have gone to Trinidad or have gone to the UK before. You may have gone to Canada. I know loads of people that have been as far as China, but they never set foot on Petit Martinique.
No.
They have no idea what Petit Martinique looks like outside of video and pictures.
Yeah, I can testify to that.
Yeah, Devon is one. He's guilty.
Very much guilty.
Because we have to start understanding that we need to be tourists in our own country as well.
Yeah.
You can't always focus on just the people that are going to come from outside and come into our country, but we have to focus on us ourselves becoming tourists in our own countries. We should all have visited at least most of the key places around our island. Carib's Leap. Well, I like
different sulfur spring.
Not really Carib's Leap, but Carib Push. They should I really call it, because they push them over. They may no jump over. They push them.
But that is not the history will tell you that is not the spot that they massacred the Caribs.
But leave it so, the tourists pay and go.
Yes.
Right.
So we don't want to hinder that. That's
we go deal with it another time.
Deal with that. We go regularize it.
That is what we say it is. That is what we say it is.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. So that spot, that definitely is an area that we should visit. All Grenadians should visit like the Sulphur Springs. And so that you're able to, because the best people to sell our country is us. We are the best people to sell our country as a destination. But we can't do that if we don't take the time and visit on a weekend sometime to visit some of the sites and so on that we have around our island. Yeah, so that we could visit the Sulphur Spring. I've been to the Sulphur Spring years ago. I haven't been to it since it's developed to what it is now in River Sally.
I've never been there.
I've been there years ago, but in fact,
I've been to by Claboni and
I've been to that one as well. But the Imani trainees back in about 2007 or so would have done a project there, and therefore I had gone up there when they did that project. The St. Patrick East trainees, they would have done a project there. Places like to visit Lavera and sea turtle watching, which is something I have never done. But we, as Grenadians, we are the first line, and we need to be the ones that are at the forefront of pushing our country as a destination. It's not just the Ministry of Tourism or the Tourism Authority or the Cultural Foundation or the Spice Mass Corporation or so. We, ourselves, have to get to know our country and be the ones that help to spread the message about Grenada. We can't talk about the Sulphur Springs if we haven't visited it. We could say, yes, there's a Sulphur Spring, but unless we've gone there and participated in it and your skin feeling nice and so on, you have to be able to talk about it, so you have to visit it.
And that's the thing. And our job is made easy, we love these little gadgets, the phones and everything like that. Let's visit these areas and post them on Facebook. Write up nice little notes below them and market your own country, market your own village.
Well, let's look at it like this.
You understand?
I have 4,970 something people on Facebook. So when I post a message, I have the possibility of being able to engage all 4,900 people. And let me say, at least 1,000 of those people are not people in Grenada.
Exactly.
And the majority of them are not Grenadians. So when I post pictures, as I often do, I take photos. I love taking photos. And sometimes just to tease my friends like Kathy and
Chris and all these guys.
Chris and my good friend Pete Francis Perron.
And Sonia.
And
all
I
these.
Tease them. I'll go to Grandans Beach on my way to work sometime. I'll go to Grandans Beach and just take some photos.
And just send it out.
And post it. And this gets them angry.
Because get mad.
No, Perron is one guy. Perron will actually jump a boat and come down. Jump a plane, and come down. He's a different kind of guy. But many of the other people. Let's just take this call.
Yes. Good morning and welcome.
Hello, morning.
Good morning.
Is this
It's Hard Talk. You're
Hard
live.
Talk. Watch. You spoke about the the Sulphur Spring. Which one are you talking about?
I know there's one in River Sally. Heading up to River Sally, and there's also the other
one up in Claboni,
Yeah, but Claboni, I mean, if you're trying to sell it to like visitors to visit, you're talking about the road, man. It's
the road going up is
very. I mean.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Very bad.
The road not good at all. Not bad. The rain destroyed, and they haven't done anything to it yet. So it's a Hamburg. I mean, to be going up there.
Yeah, it is. It is for sure.
So it's something we could visit the road and see what is needed to enhance. Because you have that nice pond that where people could visitors could swim and bathe and bath and thing, and the road need to be looked at.
Okay. Well, you know what? We will basically continue to talk about it and.
Hello?
We there. No, I'm saying we will continue to talk about it, and I'm sure.
Yes, get the authority responsible to look at that road I mean, I could tell you that,
All right, my friend.
Yeah. And that's a wonderful point, is the development of the infrastructure around some of the facilities itself, which again is another aspect of what the Ministry of Tourism has been looking at, and together with the Ministry of Works and Implementation will be implementing. So to those different facilities, and so whether you're speaking of the waterfalls up in the St. George Northeast, in Willis and Vendome area up there, Annandale waterfalls, or whether you're talking about Mount Carmel or Seven Falls again. Actually, I think it's more than seven, but anyway, they say Seven Falls.
Yeah, they say seven. So
you say Seven Falls. I've been to Seven Falls before. I've been to Annandale. I've been to Concord. I've been to Mount Carmel.
We have more than 5 because there is a waterfall that is just being, utilized by even the tourists and so. Right above Birch Grove. Just before you meet the first house from St. George's in Birch Grove, top of that hill.
I've heard of that one.
Yes.
I've not been to it yet.
I've not been to it yet.
I've heard of that one several times, but I've not been to it.
And it's regularly visited by foreigners. Often.
And see, that's the thing, because one thing I must commend, our taxi drivers. You see our Grenadian taxi drivers?
They know whole.
You see these guys? Those fellas who down on behind on the port there right now, sitting down there. All Cosmo and these
Cosmo
guys
and boys. Mr. President, good morning.
Yeah. Cosmo and Terry. My partner Terry.
All of them.
All of you.
They do an
but
excellent
listen,
job, man.
these guys know Grenada like the back of their hands and so on.
And a wealth of history too.
Yeah. So they can give a historical background on these things. So there's so much that we have, and there's so much that we need to protect. And I see about 2 or 3 people keep mentioning the slave pen in Hermitage, which again is another one that I have not been to yet.
I've been to there twice, but it has more has to be done.
Yeah.
Right, and so because it's on private land.
Especially bringing our children out to these activities and explaining to them what used to take place there and what's going on and so on. Yeah. And I see Terry and Chris having that discussion. Yeah. Chris, if you feel Terry and them line and Hannah line you get away from them tickets for Grenada Invitational, you're lying. You feel the line you get away.
We
hear about you. But the slave pens, important.
Very,
all of these
sites. We have so many sites. Yeah. And even those to even develop, because just on Monday, we had a nice little activity down at Grambra's Bridge around the estate there. Yeah. And the Minister of Agriculture, who happens to be the parliamentary rep, Honorable Yulan Bin Household, came down, visit and mingle and eat and drink with everybody. Nice family thing, and kudos to everybody who came out. And an idea was born right there, and she made a commitment, right, to support it 100%. So it's definitely up to the guys around to come together and come up with a project for, let's say, an ecotourism project for around that area. You have the river, you have the history of Grambra Estate, and so it's something, it's an initiative that I would really like to see us pursue, as a community in Grambra, and so because we have the assistance, right, and the backing of the minister, who happens to be the Minister of Agriculture and Lands and was the Minister of Tourism. So a lot of ideas she has, and so on. She has
that institutional knowledge to create the policy and have that policy implemented.
Yeah, she is. I mean, I've never seen her so enthusiastic about something around there, and that's good.
But Devon, there's also a major one, and Chris mentioned it a while ago, the Carib Stones.
The Carib Stones.
And I'll say this, sir. I know during the late 1990s, I had a very good friend of mine from Birch Grove. And I also had another good friend, Terry, from, I can't remember what part of St. Andrew he was from. And three of us would have gone into the telescope area, down to the sea. And there's a fort behind there.
Gravel and concrete, with gravel and concrete controls.
Right, so there's a fort behind there. And outside of that fort, there was also some Carib stones that were down to the ocean. So the Carib stones are still there.
Yeah, they're
down to the ocean.
Yeah,
because I think at the point in time, we were worried that it was going to be taken by the sea.
Well, and not just by the sea, by the work that was going on there. But I think the Ministry of Tourism, right, Mr. Jesse May, right, sort of intervene and make it more aware. Yeah. So, I think some protection.
He did a book years ago. That's Valma Jessami's brother. I'm trying. Michael Jessamy, I think.
Michael Jessamy.
He did a book years ago on the back to front forts of Grenada.
Oh, yeah.
And they call them the back to front forts because, according to him, the forts that surround, especially St. George, were built in a way that their main defenses were aimed inland and not out to sea, which is where everywhere else you build a fort, you expect ships are coming in, they're going to land people, and you're going to have to fight them off. But especially those in St. George, their defenses, the main defenses, yes, they had defenses out to sea, but the main defenses were aimed inland for some ship may have dropped people, let's say in St. David, and they would have trekked across the land to try and invade and try and take over and that sort of thing. So that they call the forts in Grenada basically the back-to-front forts and that sort of thing. So you have all of these things. You have the Carib stones. There's a massive Carib stone in, is it Hermitage? That area is
just
Hermitage?
After Montreach.
Montreach,
right in the
that
junction.
Massive one that's down in the thing there.
And some work has been done over the last couple of years, and so of the building.
I know the building was desecrated basically.
No, it's wonderful
painted over and do all sort of things.
Yeah, it's wonderful now. Some work has been done, right? I don't know if it's active where you have somebody giving information. Even the area around the stone was, sometime last year I passed around there. And so on, it looked good.
One thing I have to say though, because I know of that Carib stone, that massive Carib stone there. I know of the Carib stone in Telescope behind there. It's a tourist attraction, and in case some of the taxi drivers get to know where it is, and so it's a bit difficult to get to.
Yes,
it's a bit difficult.
You have road to get right around the area, but you'll have to
trek. You have to go down some bush.
Yes.
you had to hit some
stone and so.
And believe me, the tourists ain't come here to drive on no nice road. They come to go down in the bush. Exactly. That's what they want.
And trust me, they
will
enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's sort of rock climbing and so to get there.
The easier ones, the easier Carib stones, though, are those that you find in Duquesne Bay. There's some beautiful Carib stones in Duquesne Bay, St. Mark, that you can see. Also, another part of St. Mark in Union St. Mark, right next to the police station. Those stones you're looking at there are actually Carib markings on those stones as well. I think we have a caller online.
Good morning and welcome.
Well, good morning to the great gentlemen of Hard Talk.
Good morning, ma'am.
Well, good
we
morning,
we call out Cultural Foundation, boy. What?
Call us
I wonder what we say wrong there, boy. We say something wrong. Let me hear what we say wrong.
Heritage and culture and historical, areas there. It gets to me, Sheldon.
Okay, we call you out.
Montridge, there is a group now who has been working on the Interpretation Center for the Carib Stone, and folks can now visit it and, get a better understanding. So things are happening in that community where that is concerned, and hopefully we'll get to the other important artifacts that are all over this beautiful island of ours, because more we venture, more we discover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So all is well with you two guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, hearing your
I'm
voice.
glad to know that you're speaking on those topics. A lot of people think that you only know politics.
No, they
They
didn't
don't know how
realize.
well versed the two of you are.
They don't know. GBSS, when you go to GBSS, you don't just come out a politician.
Oh, please.
So GBSS had politicians only. I thought it was PBC.
No, I mean, PBC had more prime ministers, right? But GBSS basically brought out most of the frontline politicians. Revolutionaries and
But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question of you as we've got you online. I have been hearing for quite a while now of the removal of artifacts in the Pearls area for one, and I think there's another area I was hearing about quite recently. I think it's also in St. Andrew North. For some strange reason, there seem to be these. Yeah, in Poetry.
Yeah, there was some.
Both of them in St.
Andrew
Northeast.
Yeah.
Is there anything in place in train to protect that? Because what we've been having, from what I'm hearing, are just some people that come as tourists. They go up there, they dig, and whatever they find, they go with it.
Well, the law is there, and they can be stopped as far as to the airport. Because if persons are found with that sort of thing leaving the island, it can be confiscated. I'm not sure what are the penalties, but certainly there's a law there. As you know, the new act that controls a museum speaks about the artifacts of the nation.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you have something in your backyard, there is some legal implications as it relates to ownership and that sort of thing.
So if I find a Chissa gold from when Blackbeard and them pirates used to pass through, that is not mine? In my yard? In my land?
Technically, it is yours. However, there may be some releasing from the state.
A percentage.
As it relates to what you can and cannot do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Money is a different thing. But if you find something, for example, what the law basically says, even if you have something that is a family heirloom, that is of national interest, discussions would have to have with the authorities as it relates to what you do with that particular bit of treasure.
The disposal of it.
Precisely. So it's not just a simple thing anymore where you find something and you figure you can do whatever it is you want with it. We know that a lot of the Carib artifacts have left Grenada, especially from the Pearls area.
Yeah.
The research that is being done in La Poetry falls under a different situation. It's a university that is doing some research there and trying to see how they can recreate eventually a little Carib village. Yeah. But I don't, as far as I know, those artifacts are not leaving the island. It's the persons. You see. Education is a hell of a thing. There is a young man, let's say a young woman in the areas where you find that there were Carib settlements, finding these things, easily selling it for a few dollars because there's no attachment to it.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't that understanding as to the importance and the value as to a heritage. And maybe we need to start looking into that sort of interpretation to our people as to that importance, But there's so much to be done, Sheldon. We approach things as best as we can to see how we can educate our people, bring more knowledge to them, better understanding. And we have to applaud the people in Montridge, right? Devon?
Yep, yeah.
With the carved stone.
Yes, Mount Ridge.
Because right now there is as he said, the building has been restored, painted. There's interpretation there. You know what the stone is all about. The stone is clean and so on. So for the tourists, for or local tourists as well, they can certainly go up there and have a look at it. I see that there's a growing interest in what is called the Welcome Stone out there.
Yes.
Out there in the
Rose Hill area,
area there.
I don't know that one.
Been going up there, taking beautiful pictures. All of a sudden, there's a big awareness that there is this Welcome Stone in that area.
So I don't know that stone, and Roseville is my area, but I don't know that stone.
Been there? Devon, you're gonna have to take him up there.
I can definitely take him there.
I go in up and check Pablo and Chicken and them.
The road need a little infrastructural development.
I need the exercise. I go walk.
People like me can't go up there.
I go hike. I'll take the walk.
But there has been quite an interest, and even over the Easter holiday, we've seen a few folks taking shots, beautiful shots of the lake.
Stone that's overlooking. Okay.
You look the lake, and you're seeing Sugarloaf and
all these areas.
Really beautiful.
You sure?
While we're in St. Patrick's, though, you want to basically highlight what will be happening on Friday in River Sally?
Well, that is precisely why I'm calling this morning.
Food again.
Food.
River Sally Traditional Saraka, Liva Sally Development Organization. It's going to, they have a whole fiesta that's been on. You know that they usually have the harvest and the bonfire night. Bonfire night actually is tonight up there. Friday is Saraka, and it is the Saraka that we work with the River Sally organization to ensure that the tradition of the Saraka is kept intact. Because what we have been finding over the years, a lot of people just go to the Sarakas just to eat food, full their belly, and they're gone, and not necessarily getting
first thing I say is food.
Part of that cultural experience. That is so important to us as a people. We inherited it from our ancestors, and it is their way of giving back and saying thank you. As a matter of fact, Sheldon, and the Saraka actually stems out of a Muslim practice. When the Muslim slaves came to the region, they brought that practice with them of giving back, and it was adopted into the whole slavery and on the estate. When, after the crop was so good one year, you ask for blessings for the ground, and you give and you share and that kind of thing. And it's important for us. So what we do from the Cultural Foundation, we collaborate now with the River Sally organization, the Liva Sally, as they're called, organization. And we're going to be having an event in the pasture in River Sally starting out at 4:30, where we're going to have tumda drumming, because, drumming has always been part of the experience of for parents, drumming and dancing. We are going to be doing the Tilingo dancing. We're going to be feeding folks on the banana leaves. And you notice I say folks now because big men like you and Sheldon is want to come and eat on the banana leaves these days. And that's fine.
So who never eat on banana leaf?
Of the children.
Since I was a child, I eating on that.
You're what?
Since I was a child, I was eating on that.
And it's quite an experience, quite an experience. My favorite is the Tilingo dance, and I could dance Tilingo dancer.
You can?
You can't hike up to the Welcome Stone, but you can dance Tilingo dance. Who you holding with that?
My childhood days have been spent in that River and Twine La Poetry area during the summer and so on and so forth, so I'm very familiar with that. And then we're going to be having food in the pasture as well. So we're inviting people to come and experience that. And then you can visit the 30-odd homes that will be preparing food to welcome you, to share with you, and, the enjoyment is there. And then you have the Nation Dance by Miss Anna later on in the nighttime. So the Saraka is going to be huge this year. We have made proper arrangements for parking and all of that. We recognize over the last 2 years what the traffic has been like on that particular day. So we have the police involved, and we expect folks to follow the instructions given by the RGPF. When they get to the area, they'll tell them where to park, where not to park. Certain streets will be one way, and so on and so forth. That's to tell you how, it has grown over the years.
Yeah.
So your guys coming up?
Well, I will try my best.
I didn't plan to, but now you make me want to come up.
Yeah,
No, man,
the
Sheldon,
food.
you have to be there.
Fish.
Yeah, well, anyways, River Sally too, so that my place.
Would there be plenty fish and so?
Tell Jimmy them are coming up.
There's always fish. You get in fish fry, fish broth. They just have a lot of crab.
No, forget crab. Crab is not fish.
You have kuku, kalu. Devon, we cater for Rasta man. Don't worry, man.
I hear you, ma'am.
Yeah.
It's a pork too, right?
Pork, of course. Well, you know,
pork.
pork was one of the animals that was used as meat. Yard fowl again.
The Muslims
fowl,
used to use the pork.
When they come here, they couldn't be Muslim. They get them what they had to get them, and they had to eat it. He used to beat it out of you. You had to eat that.
I'm glad that you speak on these issues, guys, because they're so important to us, and we cannot afford to lose our traditions.
No, we can't.
No,
we have to keep them intact. We understand the importance, and you notice that the renewed, not the newer, the renewed administration is now placing extra emphasis on culture and heritage and the performing arts and so on. So we're in full gear to move it swiftly ahead. Our new minister is anxious to get things moving. You know, the Maroon Fest is coming up in Caracou not too long from now. So a lot of things will be happening in the next
St. Mark celebration. The St. Mark celebration will be there.
It's already on. They launched
it started.
on Sunday. I was up there. Nice little ceremony, you know. So things are happening. Things are happening.
Yeah.
Culture is it.
Yes, indeed. Because if we forget who we are, we will not know where we are going because we don't know where we came from.
Exactly.
Yes.
Precisely correct.
Indeed.
So, guys,
we'd like to
wonderful.
thank you.
Don't ever forget that I am always listening.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Have a nice day. See
Wonderful.
you all on Friday.
Yes.
And feel free to call anytime.
Everybody come on up to River Sally, 4:30 Friday.
All right.
Okay, take care.
Bye-bye.
Yes, so River Sally Salaka, that's taking place.
Friday, yes.
You know, strange enough, a couple of years ago, I would have gone to New Mexico. And, well, you know, New Mexico is not Mexico, and New Mexico is part of the United States. So I was... I went to... So I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, actually. And I visited a Native American reservation. And they were actually having a salaka. The exact same thing that we're doing here in Grenada, and we're carrying on that tradition. The Native American Indians, for the life of me, I can't remember what tribe off the top of my head right now. I'm sure if I check my documents, I could find. But I visited a Native American tribe, like all in the Apache Indian. Right, it wasn't Apache, that wasn't the tribe, but it was a Native American tribe. And visited there, and there was the same sort of saraka that they come out with different sets of food, and they tell you this. They give you food, just food upon food upon food, and then they tell you that you are now part of their family, and that no matter which part of the earth you go, you are always welcome to their home again. So you're always welcome to visit them. You're always welcome. If you need to spend a night, they'll provide a room. That's their tradition. And even went to one of their ceremonies, where they had their ceremonies and so. And you realize the connectivity between that ancient American custom. Well, you could say they were the first people there anyway. Yeah, everybody else come after them. But seeing the connectivity between that and some of the ceremonies that I've seen for like Orisha, the Orisha ceremonies and so, the drumming, similar. Even the incense and so that they use, similar. Even some of the way that they worship, very, very, very similar. Yeah. Let's go to the phone line.
Good morning and welcome.
Hey, good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, everyone.
Morning, my
sir.
friend.
Morning. Sheldon, what you all saying is so true. You know, some of we were born in Grenada, we live in Grenada for all the rest of our life. I know some of the sites that you all mentioned, a lot of we Grenada don't know where the site is.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
We come like tourists in our own country.
We must.
Right?
We must do that.
You might ask a tourist come here. I know that he know more of one country more than we know Ireland.
You want to know something, caller?
Hello?
You want to know something?
Yeah.
I am pretty sure I'm saying I'm pretty sure that many of the SGU students know Grenada better than Grenadians.
Oh, yes.
Many of the SGU students, those students that come from all over the world and are at the university down there, know Grenada inside out better than a lot of us Grenadians.
Yeah, I am very low, very low.
Yeah, but go right ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so I say we need to go out more. We need to go out more to know know our country. All right? Because sometimes if like somebody may ask actors where the side we cannot answer. You feel so embarrassing to we as Grenadians to know that we live in Grenada, we hear our rest of life and we don't know this place. It is very embarrassing. So I think we need to go out to explore them side. Right? So that if we don't know them, we cannot market our country. Mm-hmm. So we need to go to know more out there. You know something again, Brother Sheldon? You know, many people know only opportunity they get is when election come close, it can be start. And we go to rally. That was one major that some people got there. Right? They live in Grenada, they might be in St. Patrick, and they hardly go out. Right? Mm-hmm. But we as Grenada, we need to go more. Right? To know our country. So then we could speak our country when tourists come, and we could tell them where the Caribbean Philippines is, where the Caribbean Stone is. Right? But if we don't go that, we don't know. We can't give no information.
Yeah.
So I think we need to go more and to explore them side, so that when tourists come, we could take them there, we could discuss it with them, but if we don't know, we can't discuss anything. So what I shall wonderfully.
All right, my friend, wonderfully. Hey,
yeah, I think it's so very important.
So Isaiah and Anissa, good morning to you, my two of my wonderful children in the last.
And I think I think right now we're within that period of the leatherback turtle nesting. Period.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, so, they have started.
And let's continue to say to our fellow Grenadians,
Specto,
please, don't kill them turtle now.
No, don't.
And don't try to ride them turtle. Yeah. There's some people that see the turtles and they try to sit down on the turtle and you're distressing the turtles. Don't do it. Yeah. I know though that especially up there in St. Patrick, those people bad for them turtle. If you go around it and you play trying any of that, they deal with you one time. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, brothers. How you guys doing?
Not too bad, my friend.
Well, yeah. I know we had that argument the last time. I don't know, a discussion the last time. And, I think there's a way around it, right? There's a way around it. Because I just was having a conversation with a couple of guys from Tortola there. They come down here for our celebration in Riverside over here, our Saraka. And they went to the bank to change some US and the same problem again.
Yeah, what I've picked up on, are you hearing me clearly, yeah?
I hear you clearly, yeah.
Yeah, what I've picked up on that particular issue is this. If the bills are damaged, the banks don't take them because when the time comes for the banks to be able to send it to the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank to have it changed and so on, they're not accepting it. Okay. They're having problems accepting it. So there are different businesses. I won't go into the names of them and so because I have not done it myself. I've gotten the names of some businesses in St. George's and so that will accept the cash. Mm-hmm. But if it's damaged, once it's a damaged bill, generally the banks will not accept it. None of the credit union will not accept it and so on. Not that they believe it's counterfeit, but once it's damaged, it won't be accepted because when they have to change it, it isn't accepted.
Good, I understand that, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm saying that there's a way around that. So the foreigners that come into our island need to know that. Mm-hmm. They can send their money through Western Union or like MoneyGram and collect their money when they reach in Grenada.
Exactly.
Because basically they're gonna have that problem when they reach here.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that when the tourists come off the boat, I have a friend that work, they don't go tourists in a place of work. Mm-hmm. And she said when the tourists come there and they purchase something there and they go up to the counter to pay, sometimes they just grab back their money and they just go and they're so vexed because the cashier say we can't accept this one. You got to give us the next one. Mm-hmm. And they're so vexed. So I'm saying that where the bank maybe have the policy in place, but we are losing millions of dollars throughout the year from that kind of policy. Mm-hmm. Because I'm saying that the friends that are going to change their money right now and they can't get a change, they're going back up with it. The tourists that come to spend their money, they're going back with it. So by that, we are losing millions of dollars. I can tell you that.
What I can say is that is easy to deal with if someone wants to get into that particular business. they can set up a cambio, because when you travel, like you're going through the airport or the seaport, in nearly every country that I've visited, you do find these foreign exchange places. And believe me, some of them ain't watching the money close. You know, all they see you come with EC, they take it and they change it. And I've never had a situation in traveling before, and I've been to a few places where they say they're not taking that money. So I think we need a cambio. Yeah, we probably need a cambio, especially at the port there, because remember at times we have as much as 10,000 people visiting on one day.
Yeah, we are too far back.
If you have 10,000 people visiting on one day, and you're allowing tens of thousands of dollars to go back onto the ship simply because you don't want to accept this rumpled 20 US
people
or
already.
100 US.
That kind of embarrassment. You know,
Yeah. So I think that probably there needs to be a cambio. It doesn't necessarily have to be one of the banks or so, but could be some business that interacts with the United States and so on. And
that's a great opportunity for someone out there to get into that business right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of room for that right now. There's a lot of room for that kind of business.
I think
right now.
probably that can be done. I know that there are businesses in the town of St. George that accept it, that they will take it even if it's a bit rumpled or so on.
You can't go around
if it's
looking
torn
for that particular place when you're here. I mean, you need to spend your money, you know.
So I think that the main thing is somebody should set up a cambio there. It could be government, it could be a private entity. I mean, why wait on government if a private entity could do it and make some money out of that?
You understand?
Why wait on government?
My friend was even saying that when it comes to the cards, you go to certain business places out there, you buy your stuff, thousands of dollars. When you present your card, they don't accept it. Down here, it's kind of strange.
Yeah, Depot is saying that damaged currency in the U.S. is not accepted either. If they're in the United States and the money is torn or so, they don't accept it. So what is needed is a central clearing house.
But you made it clear to me that not only don't it happening in St. Vincent and other places, it happen too.
Yeah.
So
it
I'm
will
not saying that
happen.
it's not a policy on Grenada alone. But I'm not saying that we need to get around that.
The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, which is where they have to send the money through, they won't accept the damaged notes.
But Timothy don't answer to us, you know, because we ain't there enough. But I'm just saying that friends in the diaspora, when they come into Grenada, to avoid all the problems, because you want all the money to stay here.
Yeah.
We want all to spend as much money in this country. Yeah. So send all the money to the via MoneyGram, whatever, and collect your money here, and then you can spend as much money as you can.
But let me explain something else to you. Note that what all the banks are doing, everything has a particular aim and objective to it. And what the banks are doing, they are trying to force people to use electronic banking. They don't want you to use cash. So all of these moves are to stop you and me from going and stand up in a line in a bank and go and change. They want to get rid of bank tellers. Believe me. In 10 to 15 years from now.
Accepting cards too, no?
No, but that, you see, they're trying to force you to accept cards. So, for instance, if you go to the average shop in Grenada and you go to pay with something with your card, you can't pay with your card. You have to pay with cash in it. But they are trying, what they are doing technically is trying to push everyone to get into using cards. My belief is that within the next 20 years, we won't even be using cards. Your mobile phone will be doing everything. Once you put your fingerprint and you aim your phone at a device, you're going to be paying your bills and you're going to get your balance account show up on your phone and say you have X amount of money left in your account, and so you've purchased so, and you get an electronic receipt to your device. What that is going to do, though, and that's why we've been speaking about the importance of the portfolio that the Honorable Pamela Moses holds. What that is going to do, moving out, you're going to go to the supermarkets pretty soon and you won't have any cashiers. You're going to go to the supermarket, you're going to pick up the item and scan the barcode, and it's going to put all of that in, you're putting it into your basket, and then by the time you're ready to leave, you're going to just aim your phone at a device, it's going to pay, you hear beep, and you're allowed to leave with your items, yeah? So you would not need cashiers. That is why the retraining of people in some of the jobs that exist right now, understanding fully well that 5, 10, 15 years from now, those jobs will no longer be there, is so very important. And that's why that skill development portfolio and that training portfolio that Honorable Pamela Moses has, it shows a lot of thought by the Prime Minister in putting that in place, and it shows an understanding of what is taking place with the world of work right now.
That's right.
So they are getting to the stage right now that when you go and you order 8 rivers by the fellas in River Sally down at the side of the road there, that you would not be able to pay with cash. You're going to have to pull out a card, or you're going to, while after that, you're going to just use your phone and scan and you pay. That's how it's going to be. You won't be walking with cash in pocket. You'll be walking with cash on phone. That is unlocked by your fingerprint or your facial recognition or so on. So that is the way that the world is heading. We have to understand that as a small island and realize as well that there are several jobs that will not be existing years from now. Years ago,
that's right.
Every bus had a conductor in it. Years ago, every single bus, nobody ride on a bus if you don't have a conductor. You ask them, where your conductor?
Half of them get rid of their conductors.
And that is a line of work that's slowly going out. And especially when you see more and more buses coming now with the electronic doors. The smaller buses with the electronic doors, you press a button, your door open, you press, and it closes. You're going to realize that there will be no need for conductors. Yeah, so there will be no need for bus conductors in a few years from now. So we have to understand these things. Look at the job pool that is there right now and understand that in that job pool, there are some that are going to drown very soon. And if you do not provide them with the life preserver, which is retraining into new areas, like the bus conductors, you train them to be drivers. Or you train them to be mechanics to fix the buses or so, or you train them to be the people that do the upholstery to make your bus look nice or to paint it over, or that kind of thing. That they are part of the same service industry, but they provide a different service. Yeah?
All right, man.
So that's the importance of the portfolio that... She's your MP, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Your MP have a very important portfolio. You could see the Prime Minister sit down and he really think about that one.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right,
brother. You guys have a nice day, yeah?
Yeah, take care.
Yeah, we have to understand it from that context. But back on the entire be a tourist in your own country thing, I think it's important as well that many of us understand the importance of visiting our sister islands as well. Carriacou has a lot to offer, more than just Carriacou Carnival. Carriacou is a lot more than Regatta and Carriacou Carnival. There's a lot.
And the Maroon Festival.
And the Maroon Festival. There's a lot more that Carriacou offers. We have a call on.
Good morning and welcome.
Oh, yes, good morning.
Good morning, my friend.
How are you doing today?
Hey, quite fine.
Good morning to your co-host.
Good morning to you,
I
sir.
listen to your conversation, and that's the reason why you see our business people has to extend the business very, very quickly to be able to find another area to put in that staff who may lose the job in that particular area. They are not expanding fast enough. But so we're going down to cryptocurrencies. I think that's where we're going down there now.
That's what's going to happen, yeah. That's the way the world is going.
I want to bring something to your attention because I have been discussing this for quite a number of years based on my observation. I would like the government to bring back the community development division because you're trying to build now from community. And there should be a lot of community development activities within this 5 years. If the government could bring back that service and bring back what we call not the central garage, but a garage with a fleet to be able to service this community division, right? It will go a very, very long. This is holding me back. It's holding a lot of community development groups back. So I'm sending that to the government through you. Bring back the public works and bring back the community development division as a unit within the system.
Okay.
All right?
No problem, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right.
What I can say is that the Honorable Delma Thomas is the Minister as well of Community Empowerment. The name may have changed, but I think the outlook for what they need to achieve is very similar. So instead of community development, you have community empowerment. It's a very important department because it deals with the community centers and what takes place in those community centers.
Managements and everything like that.
Plus programs that can be run through those. I know that several years ago, I would have been through a program where in Houston, Texas, what they were doing is that in areas that they had no community centers, they would utilize the churches with the permission of the churches. Because when you look at it, in every community in Grenada, if it's one thing we have churches, We have churches in every community in Grenada. We have churches. What takes place in the churches? You have this sometimes large building that absolutely nothing takes place in during the day, or sometimes the majority of the week during the evening time. And in Houston, Texas, what they were doing is that they were having training programs in those facilities, in the churches, and so in conjunction with the churches, they would have programs, for instance, for young mothers to teach them computer skills and so on, so that they can get a little edge. They could learn how to do an application and so on, apply for a job and so, or even start doing an online course to get accredited in some area. So they were using the churches and so on. So yes, you would have your church service and so on there on a Sunday, and maybe your service during the week on one particular day or so. But generally, remember, these buildings were empty the vast majority of the time each week. So they were utilizing those churches for that sort of thing, in conjunction with the different denominations, utilizing the churches for those different things. And it's something probably in some communities that they are not community centers. It is something definitely that can be looked at as well. Because the church, I mean, go to any one of them right now, they're empty.
And it would be beneficial to them because while you're utilizing of there, they can, I mean, you need persons to always come to church, right?
Yeah.
Get involved in the community. But I think, Sheldon, we really hit a nail on the head when it comes to that community development. And so linking the tourism and whatever goes by the academics. And so more of that we need. We need much more community organization becoming more active, right? Within their communities, right? To start taking our children, get them into the community centers or the churches, right? And start helping them with their homework and that sort of thing. We need to reverse a little bit and so on and not leave some of our people behind, right? So we need to get more involved through the community centers. Again, the government has already taken the lead and putting things in place to accommodate such, you know. Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sheldon.
Kiame,
hey,
morning.
Kiame.
Sheldon and Devon.
Hey,
morning.
Yes, I hear you. Well, I have a problem on my hand here this morning. And I'm calling you all. I don't know if all you could be able to help me. There is a young man by the name of Negus that is blind. And he said, where he's living in Bolio, the man put him out. So I don't know if you could get in touch with the disability people, Miss Gabriel, and then to help that guy. Because I can't do nothing.
He's by you now?
He come by me, but he go across by the market to see if he get the money by his hand, and then to come back by me to buy a gas. Yeah.
Okay.
You understand? We need to help this young man. He needs us in his name. He's blind. He say he was with the blind people walking, and they send them home for the Christmas. And he don't have nowhere to stay now. He's a young guy named Negus.
Okay.
So I don't know if you can call the Ministry of Social Services or call Miss Gabriel.
Okay.
To see what you could do about it. But I can't help him. I'm not in a position where I could help him.
Okay.
You understand?
Let me see what I can have done.
Yes. Call Miss Gabriel. Call the ministry. And leave his number with me. So if you get in touch with them people, I could give me his number and say they could call him.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Camille.
All right, darling.
We'll definitely do that.
And Miss Now, everybody, hello.
All right.
Hello. I don't have much credit.
Okay.
All right, darling.
So I'll try and help him out.
I won't call you back.
We'll do our best.
All right, darling.
All right. You see, and
I sent our WhatsApp out already. So.
Yeah, that's the thing with Camille. Camille is saying that she can't help, she can't do nothing, but you have already helped that gentleman
the process
with what you're now doing. You know, you have started a process that is not falling on deaf ears.
Yeah, so
and that's the kind of spirit that we need.
I've sent a message to someone there who should be able to help me on that. So Camille, I'll be in contact with you right after the program. Right, so we'll work on that particular one. Yeah, Devon, I was also making the point that Carriacou has a lot to offer.
Oh yes.
And when I say Carriacou has a lot to offer, I think that within our 3 islands, I think Carriacou has, and I'm not just saying this because I have Carriacou blood in me. Carriacou has the greatest connectivity through tradition, in that you can still find the big drum dance, the nation dances, and so in Carriacou, that you can find the various Akan tribe rites and so on taking place when someone dies, X amount of days, and the type of food and how the food is prepared, and the specific dances and the specific drumming and the libation that they pour before when they open a bottle of liquor or before they have a particular ceremony, how they pour the water and the alcohol and that sort of thing. And all of these traditions that they do have remaining in Carriacou and Petit Martinique that a lot of us from Grenada have never experienced yet. Because I haven't experienced Maroon Fest yet, which is shameful. I haven't experienced Maroon Fest yet.
Don't be ashamed, my friend. I have not.
Yeah.
A lot of things that we have not done in our time, but
I haven't experienced Tombstone, but I want none of my family die, so I ain't mind not experiencing Tombstone. So everybody, all my family in Carriacou, I ain't want to experience a Tombstone in a hurry. I'll get the experience when the time comes, but I ain't really in a hurry to, you understand, right? Good. So stay with all the day, understand? Don't be going nowhere now, right? But there's so much, and it comes from the food to the dance to the tradition and so on. And then there may be many things about Carriacou that I just don't know about, that people may be able to speak about, and that people could, oh, okay. Oh, that is, okay. All right. I'll keep in contact with you, my dear. Yeah, I got the message. All right? Yeah, I got the message. I'll deal with that particular one. All right? Nice. I'll deal with that one. But yeah, there's so much that is offered by different areas. There's a lot of history in St. David.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of history. People pass Latan Junction most time and don't realize there's a monument there.
Right there.
To the first March the 13th.
And the significance of it.
Yeah.
You know?
So there's that monument in Latan Junction to the people who died on March the 13th. It's 1951?
51.
1951 or somewhere there.
Right around the era of Gary when he started his.
So there's so much history.
Too much.
That we as Grenadians do not know. And I think even there's a part of the history that I think a lot of us are afraid to deal with. A lot of us are afraid to speak about. A lot of us do not want to touch. And that is the Grenada Revolution.
Yep.
Because there was its good to it, there was its bad to it. There was good and bad to everything in Grenada's history. Everything has its good and bad to it. But there seems to be a situation where many people are afraid to deal with the entire situation, what took place. When we did that program last year, on the events of October 19th, I know, and I was afraid to say because Devon does start to cry, but on October 19th, there was a lot of information that Devon, as a person who was there and participated, was able to give that a lot of people may not have known. And it's only now that you have some people that are coming out and writing their books and putting their memoirs together of exactly what took place during the period, and even before the period 1979, up to the period of 1983. And it is important for us to know that and accept that as part of our history. Because if we don't move to the point of accepting that and realizing that this, like it or not, is part of our history, then we can't move forward.
Because there's a generation and a half who have no idea, right? The real history of the whole revolution and the inception and the demise of it. And we need to change that.
But not only that, it is an indictment on all of us as Grenadians that I could go to the library and not find a single book. Well, if the library was open, that is. But that I could go to the bookstore. No, I could find books on the Grenada Revolution. Especially members of the Grenada 17, they're writing books right now. There were books that were written before. Some of them, right? And you had books like people like the late Maurice Patterson and so that wrote books and other things. Some of what any one of the books, there are parts of it that are challenged by different people that say that is not so. The late Teddy Victor wrote as well. I know that several people I know personally are in the process of writing. I keep telling Devon you need to write, even if it's a short one. But there are several people that are writing right now. But even worse than that, and this one is really close and dear to my heart, is the fact that there's no book on Sir Eric Matthew Gary.
Yeah.
The father of Grenada's independence.
That's sad.
There is no book on Sir Eric Matthew Gary. And we ought to be ashamed of that.
Yeah. One of the most historic moments in our whole history, right? The independence of our nation. We have the person who spearheaded that.
If I want to read about Sky Red, where do I go? Where do I find a book on Sky Red?
Yeah.
Where do I find something that some of the people who were involved gave note by note and said, this is what happened, that is what happened? We've sort of blockaded an entire portion of our history between Sir Eric Matthew Gary and the revolution and the end of the revolution, the invasion.
Yes, yeah.
We've sort of blockaded that part of our history, and like everybody afraid to touch it and deal with it.
Even
you
some
have
parts
people.
of T.A. Marichaud.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Where can we find a book on T.A. Marichaud?
Where
can we find a book on Sir Eric Matthew Gary that gives their life history?
Exactly.
The only time we seem to be interested in Sir Eric Matthew Gary is when 7th of February comes around. And then everybody run and they say, your children have to do thing, and somebody go online and they go on Wikipedia and they go and they pull down the same story. If you check every school child, every part of Grenada is the same story on Sir Eric Matthew Gary, and they put that out. But if you ask them now to give details of Sir Eric Matthew Gary's life and dates, they can't do it, because we still do not teach. We teach European history. We do not teach Grenadian history.
Yeah.
Some teachers take the time and explain one or two things. We teach European history. We do not teach Grenadian history. It should be a subject, in my view. It should be a subject at the T.A. Marichaud Community College. It should be a subject. And in that Grenadian history, you must discuss Fedor. You must discuss T.A. Marichaud. You must discuss Sir Eric Matthew Gary. You must discuss Maurice Bishop and the People's Revolution and the invasion. You must discuss Herbert Blaise and all of the prime ministers coming up to now. You must have a serious discussion in relation to these issues, or we are doing our young people a serious disservice. Yeah, I mean, look, Sandra is talking about Easter Water Parade.
Yeah, who knows? How much of our young people know about Easter Water Parade?
99.9% of the young people, the people under the age of 30 right now, have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, Easter Water Parade and Expo.
They have no idea what you're talking about there.
No idea.
You have a call online.
Good morning and welcome. Hello? Good morning.
Hi, good day.
Yeah, I've just been listening to your comments there on books available in Grenada. I think you've made one mistake. Is it Hard Talk, by the way?
Yes, it is. You're live.
Yeah, because I read a very lovely book about Gary by a guy called Sobeys. I think he was some aide to Gary. It was well written, very informative, and I think you probably can check at the bookstore. I think the person who bought the book said they bought it at a bookstore in the Grandance area. But it was well written, very.
What's the name of the book?
And,
what is the name of the book?
I think it's a bit apologetic on Gary's side, but one could only expect that, seeing that the guy was a sort of aide to Gary. So I just wanted to sort of correct you on that one, but I think it's a good observation you're making about all the books that are coming out. Most of them, as you said, are memoirs, and this is a good start. Grenadians have a wealth of information on the revolution, especially. I really enjoyed reading Ewart Lane's book. I think it's called
We Move
Tonight. Or
yeah, We Move
like
Tonight.
That.
Yeah.
Then there's a lovely one by Merle Collins about Hilda Bino. There are quite a number of books there, and as you said, I'm waiting to hear to read Devon's book. I listened to him on the revolution there around, I think it was last year or some time ago, and he seems to have just as much information as Ewart Lane. So let's get the books going, and it would only serve well for the kids to know what has happened in Grenada. I know Devon, but I don't know whether he would recognize the voice, but I know him as a kid in Tempe there. So thank you very much.
All right, my friend. Take care. What's your name, by the way? Oh, he's out. I would have loved.
I'm seeing some folks are saying the name of the book is The Gary Movement.
Yes.
One person is citing the book by Jimmy Emanuel. Another person is citing the book by
George
Griffith.
Yeah.
Well, no, the same person. I think they corrected themselves.
Yeah.
So it says by George Griffith. Griffith, a former ambassador to the U.S. in the 1970s. Slow Peas.
Slow Peas, yes.
Right.
Yes.
So I would love to get my hands on that book.
Yeah.
But I think that mandatory reading for all Grenadian students, there should be a compendium, a book or a series of books on Grenada's history that we should be using at the primary school level, another set that we use at the secondary school level, and the tertiary level. Yeah, there should be a course with guaranteed credits and so through the T.A. Marisho Community College on Grenadian history. I don't think it exists. I haven't heard of one.
You know, very soon I'm getting the little jits. I may just eventually put a 10-page or 15-page documentary together.
Yeah.
On October 19th.
I see Depot tell him a check with Toro.
Yes.
And also Depot was mentioning,
that,
because remember the Honorable Peter David did mention some plans for the old Parliament building.
Excellent plans.
I think it's a good place to relocate the museum to.
Exactly.
Relocate the museum and have a proper display on the Grenada Revolution, please. Please. I know it have one or two fellas that still have the uniform and thing. Yeah. We will find a nice place to keep it.
What and even too significantly,
the uniform alone, don't go and bring the other items. I find yourself in problems.
Hat to boots, but not the what they on the belt.
The rest of the kit.
Not what they on the belt and everything.
You can bring the webbing.
Even the whole question of the history of Malcolm X and so on, his family. I mean, we have a wealth of history when it comes to Malcolm X.
The chap I was speaking about, who I went to see the Carib Stone with in telescope back in the late 1990s, is a relative to Malcolm X as well. That chap Terry, he's a relative to Malcolm X. So I think it's very, very important. And I think what we have a problem that's taking place, not only in Grenada, everywhere in the world. But every year we have some people in their 60s, 70s, and 80s that are going to the great beyond and above, going to the great beyond with a lot of knowledge.
A lot of knowledge.
A lot of knowledge.
And we need to change that quick.
Activities.
We need to change that very quickly.
Yeah. And we need to preserve it in a proper manner. I know that, for instance, the Ministry of Culture, they have loads and loads of tapes of interviews they've done with elderly persons around the island on different issues. But what happens if something, God forbid, were to happen to those tapes? Mm-hmm. So it is now you have the ability to save those things on the cloud and on the internet and so on, so that we have to start and make them accessible to Grenadians, especially those who may have a friend, Dr. Ron Sukram, who did his thesis on the impact of the East Indian community in Grenada. Yeah, so there's so much documentation that is available that we can find that we need to use.
I'm just laughing because Depot.
Leave poor G alone.
What? Depot with him? I mean, but I don't think you'd have to force him, because, I mean, over the years in talking to him, because we were in the same room at that same time, I think he's open to the discussion, especially him. I don't know of his wife, open to the discussion and so on. And eventually may, document his experience, because we definitely had some similar experiences on that day. We both was in the ops room.
The Americans can tell you about Bunker Hill.
Yeah.
They could tell you about the Alamo.
Yeah, and everything.
They could
like
tell
that.
you about Iwo Jima.
Yeah.
That was painful too, but they talk about it, and their children know about it. They talk about all of these things. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we need to move to the stage that we start. All of this is part of our cultural heritage. Not only being a tourist in our own land, but understanding, because sometimes we pass historic places and we don't even realize we're passing historic places. To many of our young people, Fort George is just police headquarters, nothing else.
But they don't know.
That's just police headquarters.
Yeah, the underground, the tunnels, and so the history.
Yeah.
And so behind it, even Fort Frederick right there, where Nagma is located. So much
Fort
history.
Matthew.
Yeah, Fort Frederick and it's two forts,
Fort Matthew
Frederick
right
and
next.
Fort Matthew.
So a lot of people are passing by time and time again different. I mean, a lot of people drive through Mount Rich and don't realize there's a Carib Stone right there. A lot of people pass through Duquesne and don't realize that there's Carib Stones there and in Union and so on.
Sheldon, I had to laugh.
Depot,
leave me alone, please. Depot putting me into a kind of thing. Yeah. I will document what the guy was doing, but you know.
And even there are some parts of our history that some people want to forget, but you have to remember these things too, like Sir Eric Matthew Gary and UFOs.
Yeah. Yes, and that is something that we keep overstepping.
Because some of us think that, okay, because you're of a certain intellectual level and so on, that you ought not to believe in certain things.
Exactly. But he was
it
correct.
is part of our history. So Eric Matthew Gary speak about it.
UFO, and it came to pass.
Now, most of the different countries telling you, yes, they actually believe in this thing in truth.
Well, right now they are not UFO. They are identified flying objects.
They're no longer
unidentified.
Yeah.
Right? So Eric Matthew Gary has identified them and passed it on. So we can't laugh at his, when he made that comment. It is reality.
Yeah. So I'm seeing the cover to the book looks like The Gary Movement, The History of Grenada, 1947 to 1997,
yes.
by George Griffith. Yeah. So there are many aspects. It's not just that we've left out the revolution or we left out the Sky Red and the Gary movement and those sort of things. It's not just that we've left out. We need to compile a total history of the entire thing and pass it on to our children.
To our children, very important.
We have thousands of youth right now in secondary school. If we do not teach them who they are, if we do not teach them why they are, if we do not teach them about who went before, they're going to start to take things from other countries.
Exactly.
So we can't be upset.
Cultures.
We can't be upset when we hear them trying to speak like a Jamaican.
No, we can't.
Because we never taught them patois.
Yep.
We want to vex when they're talking as Jamaicans. But we did not pass on patois to them.
We want to vex when we see them, associating themselves with what they see on the television in North America and so, not even part of our culture. And we want to vex. But why?
We see them doing all kind of, well, it's not pasa dance again.
Yeah,
pasa was long ago.
Yeah,
but whatever dance it is now. Yeah. Doing all these kind of weird dances and so.
Even the young ones.
How many of us who know better have exposed them to some of the nation dances, to the big drum dance, to the quadrille, and to all these sort of things. How many of us that know it have exposed them to that? Some of us know it, and we have not exposed them to it, but then we want to vex when we see them doing another dance from another place. But you never taught them what is part of them, and because they would take to it, because it's part of them. So naturally, it's in our blood, and it comes to us. But we want to be upset because they have not participated in what we have.
You have not taught them anything.
Yeah, and we all have to take responsibility.
We have.
Yeah, we all have to take responsibility.
We stop passing it off. Let each and every one of us play our part, right, in educating and passing on knowledge. Limited as that knowledge may be, right, on what we think. Maybe a lot for those who do not know.
You still have several persons who were part of the Eric Gary cabinet that are alive. How many of them have been interviewed extensively on Sir Eric Matthew Gary, their involvement with the GULP, elections at a particular time?
His deputy prime minister is still alive.
Yeah,
Mr. Prudhomme.
You also have Miss Benjamin up there.
Miss Benjamin is there.
You have Mr. Ashton Frame.
Yeah, Winston White is still there.
Still alive, yeah.
So
you have all of these individuals who are still around. We just lost his wife. But we have many other individuals who are still around who can offer a lot of information in relation to that.
Is also there alive.
Yeah, there are a few. I can't remember all of them.
A number of us who is still there and may still be able to contribute towards that history. Yeah. So we need to do it. I mean, we have started it here.
You have people who were part of creating the news back in the days. Well, not creating news, part of disseminating the news.
Yes.
You have Jerry Romain still around.
Jerry Romain is still.
Jerry,
about Jerry's
Uncle Jerry.
Jerry's there. Yeah.
Jerry Romain was the first person that looked at me and said, "I think you'll do nice in the media." Serious. Jerry Romain was the person that discovered me and told me he thinks I would do well in the media and so on. And I did a training course with him. That would have been back in now that would give out my age, but a long time ago.
If Uncle Jerry only know that I'm in radio or on radio, oh, he'll look for me. He will find me. Yeah, because I mean,
I haven't seen him for quite a while.
Oh, I've seen him about a month ago in my aunt's funeral. He came up.
Uncle Jerry?
Yeah, Uncle
Nice,
Jerry.
wonderful.
Uncle Jerry's still driving, you know.
Well, Uncle Jerry's
he's still driving, yeah, you know, and so on. He's good.
Recently, I was actually listening to a news broadcast from 1986, 87, somewhere there, with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was also another one somewhere around that time, I believe, with Richard Simon.
Yes.
I was listening to intercall games from the night. Don't ask me where I getting them tape. All you know, I just have all kind of thing.
During the first NPR
You only know I have all kind of tapes still. My tapes and them go back far, you know. I have some tapes from the intercall games in the 1980s. You should hear some names I was calling in that one. The person who was doing the broadcast was actually Ray Roberts.
Yes. Yeah.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, are you hearing me good?
Yes, man. We're hearing you.
Well, Uncle Jerry around, man. He always coming in the gas station for gas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he always has a word of encouragement still, and he always, that man is funny, boy. Said if you live your life too serious, you might end up dead.
Oh, my God. And he's always smiling.
Quote from him.
He's always smiling.
Yes. All right, so you guys have a nice day. I'll listen on the radio.
Okay, my friend. Yeah, Uncle Jerry has a pleasant... smile on him, and always
he gave me a joke once.
Give advice.
He said, you know, they had the whibs and so on.
Yeah.
So, as one of the broadcasters back in the days, they sent him to St. Lucia. So he went to St. Lucia in some advisory or supervisory position, and so for a period of time. I can't remember if it's it was a few months, wasn't a few years, it was a few months or whatever. So while he was there, the St. Lucians, believing that this Grenadian didn't know patois, would say all sorts of nasty things about him behind his back.
Not Uncle Jerry.
So Uncle Jerry understanding everything they're saying, you know. But he's feigning ignorance. He doesn't know what they're saying.
Very much so.
So it's like he head shaped funny and what do he mean bothering with he and all kind of thing. But they're saying it in patois.
This is man, what you know?
Yeah, they're saying all sorts of nasty things about him in patois, thinking that he doesn't know anything that they're saying, and he's just doing ignorant like he doesn't know what they're saying, and so on. He's going ahead doing his job, and then a few days before he leaves, they're having this going away thing for him. And Uncle Jerry all of a sudden starts to speak perfect patois. So you could imagine the look on all the St. Lucian faces now. God, that man knows what
I say about him, boy. Well, that's who he is. He's just humble. He's never into that sort of, confrontational, mood about it. Always gives advice.
They're saying get Winston White on the program. I don't think that'll be too difficult to get Winston White on the program.
It's not difficult.
But Uncle Jerry saying, "Could I see the face, the ton color?"
Even Uncle Jerry, we can see if we can, because he has a wealth of history. I mean, go way back.
Yeah, he could talk about inside the cell during
during
the invasion and everything.
Winston White. Yeah, we don't want KB to talk about that.
Nah,
we don't. KB's a different thing.
Mr. Frame could tell us about that too. Yeah, they could tell us about
yes, Mr. Frame will have a wealth of experience as a young man. Mr. Frame involved in this politics thing long,
Let me just say one thing about Mr. Frame, and I know if he's listening next door, he'll laugh out there. Oh, God, don't render evil for evil now. That's all I have to tell him. He was killing himself laughing. God, don't render evil for evil now. But there's a lot. And we still have the resource people there. But folks, because time is quickly running out on us there, remember, Brian, I'll check you there. Just remember, we should be the number one tourists in our own country. It's sad that so many of us, the vast majority of us, cannot say that we've been to Carriacou. Cannot say that we've been to Petit Martinique. I've been to all three. Yeah? Cannot say that we've been to Carriacou, and even though I've been to Petit Martinique, I still don't find that I really soak Petit Martinique. I didn't really get to spend a night, go right around Petit Martinique and so on.
Gavi, good morning. Gavi's a Petit Martinique man now.
Gavi's a Petit Martinique man now. Gavi's a Petit Martinique man long.
Oh, by the way, tell you good morning, and he's heading for Karakou Maroon.
He keeps saying that because he want to go up behind him.
Yes, and he say, hype it up.
Gavi, behave yourself. We have a caller online.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Hello. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Oh, hi. Sorry, I think you have the wrong number.
Okay, all right. Yeah, probably wasn't us that was calling. You never know. So
but you never know. Perhaps they're listening to us and the discussion so exciting that they just misdial. You know.
Yeah.
But that's good to know that we have so many people listening to us and the contribution that we're making and
today's Wednesday, right?
Too. Yes, it is.
So what short man had today?
Why know something?
Short man.
Curry.
No, the mutton, the
today's
curry.
Brian,
wait till short man had today.
Yeah. But you see, all they talking in code and thing, like I don't eat food and thing too. Short man eating right by the side of...
Brian, we know he doesn't eat what we eat.
By the beach, you know. I know he could pull up some kind of steamed fish or some kind of thing for me. Short man, work out something.
Hold on.
No, Brian.
Depot. Where's Devon? Where's the crab soldiers from
Although
GBSS?
I did not go to second.
No. You're going to explain that one before we time run out. Where's the crab soldiers from GBSS? Hold on, You tell us just now. We're taking this call. Good morning.
Good morning.
You ain't getting away with
I did not have the wrong number.
Okay.
I didn't realize that it was on air.
Yeah, that's no problem. You're on air though. Yes.
Oh, that's fine. What I was listening, and what I wanted to contribute was the fact that I think the system has to be set up for us young people to learn all of these things about our history. I am past 30 and I don't know, unfortunately, what Sky Red is and some of those other things that you were mentioning. I think, for example, you mentioned something about Fort Frederick. I had some family here recently, and Friday gone, we would have gone to Fort Frederick to take pictures and things like that. But me not knowing the history behind Fort Frederick, how do I share something like that with them? There's no tour guide there saying, well, this is the fort, this is when it was built, this was the purpose, this was this was that, so that they could have gone back to the U.S. learning something. I don't know it, so I can't share it. I just brought them, they saw it, they took pictures, and that's it. And too many times, that is what's happening in the country. We just go, we just take pictures, and we leave. But we need to have the system set up. There are people there. They're going to share the information with us so that we all learn. Because if we don't learn, then we can't share. So I think the bigger picture is the system actually has to be set up. I want to learn patois. Where do I go to learn patois? So I think the bigger issue is the system has to be set up in such a way that we can actually learn it. Things have to be there. They have to be available. We have to know where we can go to access it if we actually want to learn.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Devon, I just realized when I saying Uncle Jerry that he's a Romain and you're a Romain.
Yeah,
I just realized what I was saying all the time.
That's my blood, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, very, very close blood, too.
You lock up your own blood, Junior River boy. Dread so, boy.
Uncle Jerry will always forgive me because he know I was not involved. But, Sheldon, could we not get into that crab solia business right now?
Solia crab?
Yes.
Crab solia? I mean... All right. I will spare you this. I'll spare you this time.
Depot, okay.
I will spare you this time, but I want to know. Right. But Brian says today's is peas soup.
Peas
forget
soup
that. Today.
Forget that. I know that's a pig nose and pig toe and all kind of thing. All they're gonna involve in this kind of thing.
Oink.
I will pass in that.
Let's take this call.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. Hello.
Wow.
Oh boy, it seems as though that caller is not. Yeah.
Sheldon, I'm definitely getting the jits. I'm more and more. I have to document something of October 19th. Well, two events in particular: October 19th, 1983, and June 19th, 1980. Because of my
give us the piece on the 25th of October too. Don't dock it. The local piece that you have, we go take it. Yeah, the local piece that you have, we go take it. When we add your local piece with other people local piece and so on, we go get a whole.
So, myself and Porgy in particular could, and God bless the dead, Lieutenant Hippolyte Bogman.
Bugsy,
I mean, three of us would have basically similar experiences on that day. as to what went on in that ops room. Understand? Because we were...
And Bugsy went without putting it to paper.
Without putting it to paper. And he even has the information right up to the execution.
And you see, one of the things that we've lost too, I know that when Maurice Patterson died, I'm speaking to him a few months before that he did mention to me he was in the process of doing a book on the life of Sir Eric Matthew Gary, that he had recorded interviews with Sir Eric Matthew Gary.
Wow.
Before Sir Eric Matthew Gary would have passed to the great beyond, that he did do several recorded interviews with him, and he had several other documents and so on, interviews with other persons. And he was in the process of working on that book, which never came through. I have absolutely no idea what took place to those tapes. So I don't know where they are, if they still exist, if they've just been dumped, if they disappeared during Hurricane Ivan, as many things disappeared during Hurricane Ivan, or what happened with them. But I do know that he was in the process of doing that. There's a lot that we can learn, a lot that is still available to us. Please remember, especially those of you that have the time this weekend and so before back to school, become a tourist in your own country. Go to Belmont Estate, eat at the restaurant. Don't expect no alcohol up there. It are no, I tell you no. But look for the banana. Is a banana mudslide, let's call it, boy.
And
they have a drink, a chocolate kind of banana drink. My goodness, right now I feel like going to jump in the car and go up for one.
But you know what? And you have a rude and disgusting parrot up there, but you will enjoy him.
The parrot out of order?
That parrot out of
no behavior.
That's a beautiful thing about up there. One of the beautiful things about up there, that parrot.
But it's a wonderful place. I know our good friend Cami, I know she was speaking about there before. And it's a wonderful place. It's important to visit these places and so.
And places
and
like
also there are places off of the beaten path that we don't know about or that we've heard about that sometimes we need to go. As I said, the SGU students, they come to Grenada and they go all through the bush.
They learn Grenada history in a year or two.
On all hike and all kind of thing with the hash house harriers and
the hash house harriers.
Yeah, they go hashing. They have their different groups and so, and they make friends and they go on their own sometime around the island.
And what is good about this hash business, a lot of our locals get involved right now. So we get in there. But I mean, as we've been saying, we try our best, gather information, to share information when it comes to our culture or history. We can only do so much.
Those of you that can still stomach it, how many of you have gone whale watching? People come from all over the world, come to Grenada, take a boat, go out and do whale watching. I'm pretty sure that under 10% of the population, in fact, under 5% of the population probably, have gone out to you know me on boats already, so all you understand my situation. All you know me on boats.
Even the Bianca Sea.
Yeah.
The whole story of it and you know, I mean, how much of us as Grenadians have really dived into the history of those things so we can teach it to our young ones. You know?
Monica, we're out of time, but we're going to have that discussion. I'm going to make sure and have that discussion with you, and I'm going to refer you. She said, well, let me just see quickly. Sheldon, someone is born of Grenadian parents overseas. Can you apply for Grenadian citizenship for yourself and your children? We need this discussion. Yes, you can.
Oh, you can. And
you can. You need to go to the Prime Minister's office. Because constitutionally, whether one or the other of your parents were from outside, were born on the island of Grenada, and you were born, even if you were born on Mars, you're still a Grenadian citizenship, but you must do your official documentation through the Home Office of the Prime Minister's Ministry. So you would need to go to the Home Office on floor number 6 of the Ministerial Complex and apply through the Prime Minister's Ministry Home Office to regularize your status as a Grenadian citizen. So you must do that. So yes, and for your children, it's been extended to grandchildren as well now. So you can do that, right? The grandparent can apply for the grandchildren. All right? Yeah. So I see Depot is also saying Maurice Patterson has 3 excellent books. I owned copies of each of the books. I lent copies of 3 of the books, and now I have none of the books, which is why I do not lend books anymore. I've lost all my readings. I've lost my Malcolm X. I've lost all my books, and I do not. Anytime I see them anywhere, I purchase them immediately. Yeah, even if I have to go and get money from somebody and come back and buy it and give them back the money, I'm buying it. But I've lost all my books. I did read the article on S.A. Francis. For many of you,
first man.
If you're going into the Lansapine area, right after you pass the U.S. consulate there, on the left-hand side, there's S.A. Francis Drive. And S.A. Francis would have been basically Grenadia's first homegrown millionaire.
Homegrown millionaire.
Yeah. And if you're in the town of St. George, everybody's, I'd belong to him. If you're over on the side to NIS and you look up, you're going to see the words. What is it there? Is it everybody's store? Yeah. The lettering is still there on the building. If you look up at the building, at the what is now Foodland building, from over on the NIS side, you would see up in the arch there, you would still see the writing for that.
Yeah.
If you go over to the part that they sell the feed and so on there, what they call there again?
Farm and Garden.
Farm and Garden Center. There's a little alley next to the Farm and Garden Center before you go down to where the sports store and everything is there.
Yeah, right between the book, a little bookstore right there.
Right. So there's a little alley right there that leads to the back of the Farm and Garden Center. In that alley, if you look at the flooring there, the word everybody's is still there.
Yeah.
On the ground there. It's still engraved into the ground there. So there are different things that you can find. You go into the market square, to the back of the market square, there's some metal rings there, which is where people used to tie the horse when they went into town. Anyway, let me stop talking. I'll go feel as a historian.
And we are so fast.
I don't talk. I'm showing off now.
And you know what? We will continue that discussion as we go on.
Yeah. Every now and again, we have to touch it because, believe me, it's important for us to know these things. People wondering with a metal ring in the back. Yeah, sometimes they used to tie slave and beat them to it too. But at the short khaki pants and button shirt, you think he was a pauper? Yeah, especially when he
S.A. Francis, yeah.
S.A. Francis never...
Money like gold. Yeah. Everybody. I know, and I've seen a picture just last week of two pictures. Everybody's and Foodland.
Yeah.
No, where they have Foodland was the same place where they had Everybody's. I remember
the whole
Everybody's.
block was basically
that whole
Everybody's
is one... The church control that whole block there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
it was basically one thing.
Yeah, SA just decided, you know what, so and so. I remember Everybody's up to the day when they loot it out.
When Everybody's really became Everybody's.
Everybody's.
Because everybody went in there.
Everybody in 1974. Everybody went and take everything inside there. You understand? Everybody.
Yeah, so we named Everybody's. So.
People take dog food for corned beef and all.
Lord God. Folks, that's all the time we have for today. It's been wonderful being here with you. Let me swing down some tune. Oh boy, watch. Because it's an overseas call, I'm going to allow it.
We'll take it. Good morning. Or good afternoon.
Devon.
Yeah.
Devon. Just have a feeling, is he? That's how I take it. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Devon.
Yes.
I need you to cut a bowling whip and a tamarind rod for me when I reach down. I have to utilize one of that ring in the back there with that something Rasta man next to you.
Sure do. I go prepare it and soak it.
Yes. And you can even do a good one and vanish it.
Yeah, man.
You feel there's roots, sir. You will lash me and say, what's your name?
Soak it in some, as them old people say, soak it in some stale pea. Well, yes, and wet him.
You feel it so?
I call that we give 3 of the finest.
The finest.
3 of the finest.
So Victor Ashby. I give him a title.
Man. He deserves that. You know?
I have been giving him that title already.
He done that.
All you're listening, it should be Sir Victor Ashby.
No, it should be Sir
Time
Victor
for him to be
Ashby.
united.
The prize to the one who earns it.
All right, my brother.
Anyhow, my friend, we out of time. Link, you don't tell me if you get a thing, man.
Hello?
Yeah.
You didn't tell
me, you guys. What you said?
You didn't tell me if you got that thing. The little bottle of thing.
Devon, that bottle too little to mention, Devon.
I tell you, it's a little man that sent it. So it's a little man, so it's a little bottle.
Well, in all honesty, I did try to contact you to tell you I got it, but
no,
you only answer over there. I didn't get you on that day on the radio.
Zingo make us know. Zingo make us know you got it.
Yeah. I got it at the same time when Zingo tell me when always said for me to call Zingo. Remember I told you I was heading straight there?
Yeah.
You know?
Anyhow,
I did get it.
boss.
Out of time.
He's good too.
Yeah, very good too. Good hands. Good
yes,
hands.
But Sheldon, I must commend you, man. You read a lot, man. You know?
Yeah, I like books. Well, I love
rags,
books.
Rags here is rags. You remember them book there? You see how those books came? It's very handy.
Very, very handy, eh?
I love
very,
to
very handy, man.
All right, boss.
Okay,
sir. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Take care.
Right. Yeah, man.
Where did the first plane land in Grenada?
Ooh, where?
Queen's Park. Where you thought it was Pearls?
No.
First plane
Pearls.
in Grenada landed.
Pearls.
I've actually seen a picture of it. The first plane that ever landed in Grenada landed in Queen's Park.
Yeah. How many people know that they used to have horse riding right around the Queen's Park? A lot of people forgot that.
Did you start in Grenada too, somewhere?
Well, I know Telescope, and I know in Paul Simon.
Okay.
That was the three places that I know. But Queen's Park was.
St. Francis had horses or something.
Yeah, definitely. He's one of the person that had a number of horses right there in Queen's Park.
Yeah. So there's a lot of history, folks.
Things that we
get out there and learn your history. Don't just take things that we say and say, well, okay, well, we hear that. Find out for yourself. Ask the elder people in their 80s and their 90s and their 100 plus and so about these things, and they'll tell you about them. I say Francis and Ika and all these things. Give you the stories.
And you know what? To all those out there who have a wealth of information and you want to share it with people, you can contact us. You can use the platform of Hard Talk, and we will share it to all our Grenadian, people and so.
And for the tongue people who know Walter Dunn. My one of my ancestors.
Yeah. And the Boragis and the all these guys, and so much to talk about.
Yeah, diving in the ocean naked and arrest the man. Man was properly dressed. The man had on a tie. The man when he case, you can't tell a man he not properly dressed when he have on a tie. He didn't have on anything else, but he had on a tie.
Though.
Yeah, so he when he case.
A tie.
Yeah.
Anyhow, it's been a wonderful morning. Helping share some history and being part of it.
Take this week, take this weekend, and we're into the dry season now. It's a nice weather outside. You don't have to worry about the rain and all of that. And become a tourist in your country. There's a homestay program that the Tourism Authority usually does. There's a homestay program where you can even go to different restaurants and go to different facilities like guest houses and hotels and so on as a Grenadian. And you can get discounted rates and all of that. Make use of it. Be a tourist in your own country. Shouldn't allow anybody to come from France or Australia or China and know more about your country than you.
And they come and teach us what is going on in our country.
Yeah.
We can't allow that to happen anymore.
Yeah, our history is not about Dupake and all these guys.
Yeah. And so Francis Drake and thing, the old pirate and
only Drake we want to know about
them cocaine Drake we want to get rid of.
Not even them Drake and them. The only Drake I want to know is about them duck and them, because I find I ain't seen people growing duck and thing.
Ducks and turkey and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, hey, you know what? Let's not touch on something. We may take a whole next hour.
Yeah,
Goodbye, everyone.
We're leaving it right day. We done.
It's been a wonderful program.
For the day. Today, all right? Yeah, so we start off nice. I know Facebook will flag that one, because we had so much music in it. But that's all the time we have for today. Enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, you have the Pure Grenada Cup. It's going on. Grenada Invitational's coming up. The Little Miss Grenada pageant coming up.
Oh, yes.
And the people who had the Gospel Fest on the weekend, they said to make sure and say thank you to each and every one of you that come and eat out the food and all kind of thing and come and support the thing.
Half them people didn't get enough food.
Yeah. They say thanks. All right?
Thanks.
Nice.
Well supported. And
we'll do that again.
A very good concert.
Yeah.
And so.
All right, folks. So that's all the time we have for today. We are out of here. All right?
Out.
Nice.
Pure Grenada Cup Parish Football Tournament continues every weekend at a location near you. Round 4, Wednesday, April 4th and April 11th at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Round 5, Friday, April 6th and Saturday 7th at the Fawn Playing Field in St. Patrick. Round 6, Friday 13th and Saturday 14th at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Round 7, Cuthbert Peters Park in Gore. Friday the 20th and Sunday 22nd